Hey gang, good evening. Anthony Fontana here, live after 5. It is an absolutely gorgeous Saturday right now. I'm going to sit here on the deck. On the deck. Okay, great. So, how's everybody doing today? I managed to squeeze out power washing around 200 feet of pathway around the house, and tomorrow I'll resand the spaces between the stones and to have some fun doing that early in the morning. But it's been a great day today. I love when I accomplish something like that because, quite frankly, it makes me feel good when I do that kind of work and I can step back and say, hey, I did that. It's a lot of fun. I had completely repaved the walkways in the front of the house last year. Took all the stones out, reset everything, and today we power washed it and took care of that. So all in all, a fantastic day, gorgeous day here on Long Island. So over the past couple of days, we've been talking about defining your purpose and discovering your interests and how your interests coupled with your gifts, once you identify what your gifts are, what your interests are, that you can put them together and figure out what you're passionate about. Because oftentimes we don't spend any time thinking about it because we're just afraid to take any kind of leap out of our comfort zone or reality as it exists right now and do something different. The fear is there. The people that are around us think we're nuts. We're afraid what they're going to say. We're afraid of the financial consequences. We're always afraid of something going on. Hey, Laura, what's going on, Lori? So in a nutshell, that's what we talked about. But unless you have a powerful enough why, you can have the most passionate situation that you're incredible, you have the great skill set, you're putting it all together, but the net result is you don't have the why. You see, if you have a strong enough why, the how is never going to be a problem, but the challenge is having that why. It's the why that'll give you the fuel to plug through the hard times and the difficulties that will come up. Because I can virtually guarantee you, as soon as you figure out what you're passionate about and you start pursuing that, even if it's a side gig while you're supporting your family, it's inevitable that you're going to be running into walls. You're going to be running into a terror barrier. You're going to be running into an exhaustion barrier. You might even be running into a financial barrier. You're going to be running into negativity, people that are naysayers, haters, on and on and on, and it's going to happen. That's a guarantee. I can tell you right now, hey, Fabian, what's going on, brother? Hey, Jed, what's happening, buddy? What's happening? So, in a nutshell, the failure comes from giving up. It doesn't come from starting. It comes from stopping. It's the failure that causes us to stop doing what we need to do. As soon as we need to fight for those passionate goals that we have, passionate dreams, we end up giving up because we're afraid to push forward. We just don't want to fail, so we fail. Isn't that amazing? It's kind of a quandary that if you don't know why you're doing something, you're just not going to be willing to do it when the crap hits the fan. That's just a nutshell. I look at your passion and your gifts as the inside of a sausage, but it's wrapped up with a skin, and it keeps it all together. I think that's why a why is critical. The outside influences that you have in your life, in our life, all of our lives, they could push us. They could influence in a certain direction, give us ideas, help us or hinder us. But it's the internal dialogue that goes through our own minds, the thoughts that we have internally, that really are the vehicle that drives us forward. You have to have an internal dialogue that's a positive one. At the same time, you have to have an internal dialogue that says, look, I've got to do this. I don't have a choice. So you may be fighting for, what are you fighting for? When I was a kid, a quick story. I don't know. I might have been about 10 or 12. Maybe I was about 12. And I was walking along a street in Brooklyn with my friend Frank Grosho. Frank lived across the street from me on Dorrier Court in Brooklyn. And Frank was my best friend. He was a year older than me, but he was my best bud. We hung out all the time. We were great friends. Sleepovers and all that stuff. My mom loved him. His mom loved me. So one day we were walking along, and a group of older kids was sitting on some steps, and they came over. They didn't bother him because he was a big guy. This was a big dude, man. Frank was strong, a strong Italian kid. There's no question about it. No one wanted to mess with him, but I was a small kid. And so this older kid came up to me and started picking on me. And he was being egged on by his idiot friends there, and I really didn't want to be bothered with him. And Frank really didn't want me to be bothered with him. Frank knew that, one, I was very wiry, very strong for my size, very fast, and he figured I was probably going to hurt this kid. And I didn't really know that myself, but he knew it. And I just basically kind of just wanted to keep walking until he grabbed me, and then he pushed me. Well, of course, I'm a kid. People are yelling. Kids are yelling. So I kind of pushed him back. And then he pushed me again. He took a swing at me, and I kind of avoided it. I never got hit. And then I shoved him again, and I put my leg behind his leg, and I knocked him down and jumped on top of him. So I grabbed him by the shoulders, and I started banging his head against the concrete. And while I'm doing that, I'm saying to him, dude, why are you bothering me? I don't want to bother you. I don't want to fight. I don't want to do anything. Like, what are you harassing me for? I don't even know who the hell you are. Stay away from me. And I kept banging him. And then he put his hands back behind his head onto the sidewalk, and I thought he was going to haul off and smack me in the neck. He didn't. His hands were a surrender. I got up. I grabbed him by the hand. I picked him up. I says, have a good day. I don't know what the hell that was about. And I walked away. We didn't know why we were fighting. He probably didn't even know. His friends probably said, hey, pick on that stupid kid over there walking along. And I don't know. I guess it didn't. It ended. And it ended because we really didn't know what was going on. He wasn't looking to protect anything, and I sure as hell didn't want to get my ass kicked, and I didn't want to kick his ass. So bottom line is neither of us got an ass kicking, and we parted our separate ways. I never saw him again. Don't know who he was at this point. I think his friends were calling him Anthony. Which is kind of a weird thing because I'm Anthony. Well, anyway, so, you have to know why. I mean, think about it. If a lion is chasing you and a friend of yours, you don't have to outrun the lion. You just got to outrun the friend, right? Your goals and your dreams are yours and yours alone. You have to keep pushing forward as best as you can. Everything starts with a why. Some people make things happen. Some people watch things happen, and some people wonder what happened. Don't be one of those people that wonders what happens. Be one of those persons that takes the action. And you're the key. Watching other people succeed, watching from the sidelines isn't going to work. Hoping is never going to be strong enough to keep you driven enough to do it. You can hope you're going to have success, hope you're going to have a better life, hope you're going to have better finances, hope for a better relationship, but hope is just not going to do it. You are the key to the whole thing. You have to take the action. You have to step out and push forward. But I'm encouraging you, figure out why. Maybe it's a spouse or a relationship that you're in. Maybe it's your kids. For me, it's MJ and my kids. That's my why for everything that I do. I do very little for myself. In fact, it's pushing to buy myself something is ridiculous. I just don't like doing it. I'm a tightwad when it comes to myself, but I'll spend any amount of money on my family if I have it. So that's just the way I am. So focus on you, focus on what you want, but understand why you want what you want. Why do you want to fight? What is in your life right now that you would fight for, you would struggle for, and push through for? I want you to figure that out tonight. So let me see who's on. Who's on here? Hey, Laura, how are you? What's going on? I thought you were away. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. Thank you, Laura. Who else? Bob Decker. Fabian is on here. Oh, my goodness. A whole bunch of my friends are on here. Listen, let me jump off. I'm going to go grab the lady MJ. We'll grab some ice cream or something. It's a nice night, and I haven't seen much of her today, but we love you guys. Thank you for sharing. If you do share, thank you for watching. If you're watching, and if you're in here, you hit the emoji key. At least I'll know you're in here. I'll see those likes later on, and I'll try to acknowledge that as best as I can. So somebody just came in. Who's that? Hey, Steve, what's going on, buddy? I appreciate you guys joining me. Let me wave at a few of you guys. Hey, what happens when you wave? If I hit this wave button, does anything happen? You guys see anything? I don't know. It says wave, so I'm waving. Don't know what happens when I do that. So anyway, love you guys. Have a great night. We'll catch you all later. Bye.